Hey, what's up guys? I'm RobRiches. Welcome back to my brand new training series, Muscle Focus. This is episode number 3, and throughout this video, I'll be focusing on the upper back.
Rockstar baby, now come to my suite and get locked up, baby. Rich, looking at the cops all crazy. That's that Martin Scorsese.
This video series is in partnership with my sponsors, Highlight, who are known for premium sportswear, apparel, and training gear. And you won't find these guys in the stores, only at highlight.com, and by doing so, that removes the seller's mark, brings the price down, and brings great, affordable, high quality gear for you guys. Also, you can use my name, Riches, in the checkout and get an extra 40% off any of the training gear that you're gonna see throughout this video and online. All right, with that being said, let's kick things off with the first of our 5 back exercises. So we're starting this video off with the first of our 5 exercises, which are chin-ups. This is actually a great exercise for building the lats. I'm gonna get my weight belt out. Typically when you think of back exercises, think of the lat pull down, some sort of seated cable row, and then 1 or 2 bent over rows, dumbbell rows. We're gonna touch upon many of those exercises, but also focus on how the muscles work with a particular movement. And a chin-up is one of the best exercises for working the lats, especially when you start to overload with the weight. So a couple of warm-ups there, some light stretches out with some bands as well. And then my goal here is 2 or 3 solid sets of at least 10 reps with as much weight as I can lift, including my own body weight. It's a very different style of training than a seated lat pull down, which we'll have a look at later. But this, it involves the muscles to lift you up as opposed to pulling a weight down. All right, let's get to it. One thing I really like to do with these extra resistance bands is find a nice stretch for the back, which we can do by looping over here. Just basically allowing our body weight to provide the resistance, stretch out that lat and walk around. Find a point at which you get a real nice stretch, rotating the body away. So I'm shifting my hips away from this. It's a great stretch. Get back on, we'll stick with the same weight. That second set felt much better than the first one, and it was much to do with me enabling and opening out more of those muscle fibers from that active stretch and the pull down. All right, 3 sets there, we've got 1 more left. Couple of tips that I want you to be aware of here is at the bottom, really allow for a full stretch. Your body should be hanging with the arms straight and feel that lat, the back, really stretch out. Then as you start to pull up, pull the shoulders back, keep the elbows in line, they shouldn't be tucked forwards here, and keep your chest high. Elevate your chest up as you squeeze the back in like that, aiming to bring the shoulder blades together and keeping those elbows in line. You can see whenever I'm at the gym, I've always got a bag full of tricks, if you like. And this is where this new Highlight Icon 6-in-1 bag comes in. So it's not too big, but it's got a bunch of different compartments. Keep everything separate. All my wraps, all my training gear, keys and phone in the front. And then 2 massive compartments, which I'll show you later on what I've got in store with those. But for now, let's move on. Have a look at exercise number 2. You can see I've got my hips rotated round. I'm not square on, but I'm not at a 90 degree, more 45 degree. From here, my arm gets a nice clean pull from that cable, and I'm keeping it close to me right up to my hip, even a little rotation around to then finish off that contraction on the lat. This feels good. You know what? Let's bring a little live stream in through the Instagram. Right then, so what I'm setting up here is perhaps a little bit more of a unconventional exercise, but bear this in mind, not every exercise needs to be performed the way the machine is set up. What we're doing here is focusing more on the lower section of the lats, and to do that, I need to be arched over. My back's not going to be perfectly straight. In doing so, I'm going to reduce the weight, support my body on an incline bench, and I've got some padding here. So usually, if I'm on an incline, I'll perform it with my chest just at the top, and therefore it's my upper portion of those lats being worked, rhomboids as well, and traps. This time, I'm gonna come up a little bit higher, make sure my chest is actually off the bench, lean it forward so my back is now arched, and then with a moderately light weight, bring those elbows up, squeeze the back as I come up, and allow the midsection to be worked more than the upper, like this. Now you can perform this with dumbbells, a barbell, and don't forget about width grip as well. Wide overhand, a little bit more of a narrow underhand. We'll start to incorporate this into exercises 4 and 5. But with this type of training, I prefer to shift this more towards the end. Have the bigger exercises, so for me today, those weighted chin-ups, even those cable single arm rows, really gonna work a lot of the muscle fibers. And then this exercise is more of a specialized exercise. So when I'm a little bit more fatigued from the heavier weights and towards the end of the workout, I'll start to pull these exercises in to work the back, but also some of the synergistic muscles that will help support that exercise. But for this one, I'm gonna keep the same weight and shoot for 10, 12 reps tops. So why, you might be asking, am I not using the fixed handle D-grip or the bent one? The reason I like these two handles is it requires a little bit more stabilization, and the further I get away from the start position, so closer to my body, I can pull those handles apart, which is different than keeping a fixed handle. Plus, you can perform the single-handed, which I'll show next. So tons of variations from using these two handles, and we've already mimicked that kind of lat pull down with the chin up. So I've already got a wide elbows out overhand grip. So with this one, I don't want to replicate that same movement. Hands in a neutral position, elbows sweeping down the side of my body. I'm actually sat, leant back a little bit more, my chest directly under that line of pull. Therefore it's the center of the back that is doing the work as I squeeze and pull my elbows down. variation. It can make a big difference in how you feel that muscle being worked. I like that one. Already within this workout, we've got 2 single arm movements with that cable dumbbell row equivalent, and also this lat pull down, and with a single arm lat pull down. It's good to switch it up. All right, let's move on to exercise number 5. And for this one, we'll go back to an old favorite of mine, some inverted rows. Might look quite simple, but it's really gonna require you everything you got left to finish off this workout on a high. Let's go check it out. Now granted, this exercise might not look like an effective back one, but bearing in mind you've already lifted a lot of weight, you've exerted a lot of force and energy through the back. You'll see with the setup here that because my feet are up on the bench, when my arms are at full length, my body's actually at a slight decline, which pulls in more of the mid and lower section of the back than if I was performing it with feet just on the ground. 180 pounds or close to, still a lot of weight that my back is actively having to contract to lift my body weight up. And like I said with the other exercises, try not to engage the arms too much. Don't think about squeezing the arms to pull you back in. Think about the back contracting and squeezing, and the arms are just bringing you closer towards that bar. Reps here, I say give it all you've got. Leave nothing left on the table. If you can do 10, 15, 20 reps, find a spot or a training partner to put a small weight, 10, 15 pounds onto your stomach so you can bridge as well, working the abs, and use that as additional weight to help ease you up. All right, we've got 2 more sets here. All right, that wraps up the end of episode number 3 of Muscle Focus. Hope you found parts of it useful. At least 5 exercises, variation, switch up those hand grips, and keep that intensity high. Join me next time when we look at episode number 4 of Muscle Focus. And if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, you can stay up to date with all of our new weekly videos. Finally, big shout out to High Elite and especially the Icon 6-in-1 bag. You've seen this throughout this video and much of my other streams and online content. Find out more about this by checking out highlead.com. If you click on the link below, use my name Riches, save an extra 40% off an already great price on tank tops, sweats, pants, shorts, and backpacks. Bye guys, see you next week. Keep training hard, stay motivated. We'll see you then.